Hello, dear students. Now, as if as a faculty member of Principal MCSA Commerce College, I am Professor Jinesh Shah. Again, here to provide you one video of Human Resource Management, BCom Semester 1, which is the syllabus of BCom Semester 1. Let us go with the Unit 2 now. Chapter 2, Part A, Training. We have already fulfilled Chapter 1. Now, we have been started with Chapter 2, Part A, Training. So, in this video, I have included meaning and needs of training, objectives of training, procedure of training, advantages or importance of training, limitations of training, and any suggestions for effective training. Let us go with the first, meaning and needs of training. So, for basic introduction, as if in either of the managerial perspective, though the person is having well and highly qualified as far as educational qualification is concerned, different departments have different criteria and different nature of work. So in this scenario, even though the person is belonging to the highly qualified personnel, then also the person must go with the training, because each and every department is having different atmosphere. So management itself is an art of getting work done from the employees, as if we have already been studied that management is a science as well as art. So even the workers are qualified, then also due to change in the time and the technology, the training on regular event is required for the workers. As if I explained, though the worker is very qualified, highly qualified, due to certain changes in the atmosphere, due to certain changes in the technology, certain amount of trainings for each and every worker is become compulsory, so that to get maximum output from that perspective day-to-day routine work. Let us go with the next. So here three meaning and the three definitions have been provided. According to Michael Jusius, the term training is used to indicate any process by which the aptitude, skill and abilities of employees to perform specific jobs are increased. So here, according to Jusius, these three things should be increased: aptitude, skills and ability of employee to perform specific jobs are increased. Second, according to E.B. Filippo, training is the act of increasing the knowledge and skill of the employee for doing a particular job. So here again, he is talking about the knowledge and skill of the employee. Next one, according to Campbell, training courses are typically designed for a short term stated and are for setting purpose, such as the operations of some part or parts of machinery, while developing involves a broader education for long term purpose. Again, he is talking about the broader education for long term purpose. Let us go with the next one, needs of training. The following are the different needs why the training is required. First, higher productivity, quality improvement, reduction of learning time, industrial safety, reduction of turnover and absenteeism, technology update, effective management. Then it satisfies the recommendations of performance appraisal, and training program provides growth opportunity. Let us go in detail. High productivity means after making the training or providing the training, now the workers become more efficient so that to do the particular work. So resultant to that, their productivity will get increased. So it is essential to increase productivity, and due to increment in the productivity, the company will get the benefit of more and more output, more and more profitability. Then first one was higher productivity, second one quality improvement, as the customer nowadays are asking always more and more qualitative product rather to have less or inferior quality. So for making the improvement of the quality in either of the product or service, it becomes necessary and essential for either of the workers in the organization, so that to get training. After making the training, it will be very much possible for them so that to make the generation of the product or service with having higher level of quality. Reduction of learning time, systematic timing through trained instructor is essential. Here the trained person must be provided so that to provide the training to the workers, so that with less amount of time it will be possible, if it will be essential, it will be necessary for the workers, so that to get it enhanced in work efficiency in less amount of time. If the skilled workers are being provided as far as the trainer is concerned, then it will be very much possible. After that, industrial safety. Trained workers can handle the machines very safely. It is not like that zero accidents will be incurred, but there will be less amount of chance of occurring accidents, because they know how to operate the machines, how to maintain and how to develop the machineries. So these are the, then next one, reduction of turnover and absenteeism. Training creates a feeling of confidence in the minds of the workers that results they are not going to leave that company. So the labor turnover rate will get reduced, which will be very much beneficiary to the organization. And absenteeism means the workers won't get absent in their duty and they will like their work to do. So it will be very much beneficiary that if the absenteeism and labor turnover rate are reduced. After that, technological update. Technology is changing at a fast pace. The workers must learn new techniques to make use of advanced technology. Thus, training should be treated as a continuous process to update the employees in the new methods and procedures. So, if the technology is being updated, resultant to that, the qualitative and quantitative both productivity will get increased. Not only with quantity, along with quality, both the productivity will get enhanced. After that, effective management. Training can be used as an effective tool of planning and control. It develops skill among workers and prepares them for handling present and future jobs, means which may be generated after certain duration of time. It helps in reducing the cost of supervision, wastage and industrial accidents, because they have the ability to operate the operate the machines and whatever the tools are existed in the organization. It also helps increasing productivity and quality, which are the cherished goal of any organization, means to maintain the increment amount of productivity and quality. In most of the organization, these are the matters, these are the things which matters for them for a long duration of time. Next one, it satisfy the recommendations of performance appraiser. So when the organization's employee performance appraisal suggests the need, means whatever the suggestions and recommendations have been received from that development officer, it may get implemented, it may get applied. Resultant to that, the company can be very much increasing, or they can maintain the level of output in longer duration of time. Even training can therefore address an identified problem area and work toward a solution. Next is, training program provides growth opportunity. So if the company is going to make the growth in on continuous basis, then and only it will be possible for the company or the organization to maintain the sustainability in the organization or in the industry. If the company stops growing, the sustainability will be the question mark for the organization. So nobody in your organization can ever afford to stay stagnant. Even like the industry, the human resources will also demand for increment, whether it is in the terms of only monetary, whether it is in the terms of monetary and designatory, etc. Absorbing new professional skills and familiarization yourself with the ongoing trends of your industry is going to bring you closer to bigger and better opportunity. Means if professional attitude, professional skills and development it has been enhanced, then it will be very much having high chance so that to get developed, so that to get growth of the growth in the life or whatever the perspective manner is there. Let us go with the objectives of training. What are the different objectives? So here there are 10 objectives of training. Aim of best performance, aim to make them competent for higher level of work, aim to meet changes requirement of job, aim to provide the knowledge of latest technology, aim to build up second line of component employees, aim to develop an employee for next level job, aim to decrease the cost, aim to maintain the quality, aim to promote morale, aim to maintain resources. So these 10 are the main or preferable objectives of training. Let us go in detail. So every organization believes in best performance. Productivity measures an efficient relationship between input and output. So maximum use of resources so that to get maximum better or the best output. I have one incident of a Japanese company which got the order from American company that in 10,000 units the Japanese company is been offered that only 4 defect can be accepted. So out of the production of 10,000 units, only 4 defects can be expected or accepted. If the company is manufacturing more than 4 defective unit, the contract or the order will get automatically cancelled. Now, what the reply they received from this company, Japanese company, they manufactured 996 unit in 100% accuracy, and they have sampled in one box. The rest of the 4 they have manufactured intentionally defective products, along with the note that as if we are belonging in 100% accuracy, but as per your requirement of 96% accuracy, these 4 units we have separately developed as per your demand, and we have separately packed it. So that is the level of performance. Next one is aim to make them competent for higher level of work. So by providing special training, the workers can be made competent for the higher task, the higher level of job or work. For this purpose, special explanation regarding complicated aspects of the job is given to them during the training period. Means during the training period, each and everything will be mentioned, which will be helpful for them in future for next higher designation. Next one is aim to meet changing requirement of job. Means as and when the job changes, the requirement from that department will also change, because training is, and as and when the department changes, of course training is the compulsory required. So training is necessary when a person moves from one job to another or transfer due to any other reason. If person moves from one department to another department, if person moves from one organization to another organization, or etc. Under any reason, whether under transfer, whether under promotion or any other thing. So after training, the employee can change jobs quickly, improve his performance levels and achieve career goals comfortably. Next one is aim to provide the knowledge of latest technology. So as if the technologies are been improving day by day, so to get it acknowledged in the minds of the workers or employees, it will be very much essential to provide them training. Otherwise, without training, it is not been possible for them, so that to get it enhanced as far as the knowledge of latest technology is concerned. Let us go with the next. Aim to build second line competent employees. Means it is why it is necessary. It is necessary because if training is a learning process which provides various opportunity to employees to develop the existing level of skill, knowledge, attitude and behavioral relations. The improvement in job performance provides an opportunity for growth and advancement. Due to such training, employees get an opportunity for doing challenging work. So let's say for an example, why it is provided. Let me provide you the chance. Let me have the chance to provide you the example. Like when if certain employees are been shifted from one department to another department with higher designation, then parallel second level employee of the same department must be existed so that to get it worked. If it is not been possible so that to have the existence, then in such scenario the company has to suffer the loss of productivity. So it should, for not happening this type of situation, the organization is doing this type of activity, or it has been expected. After that, aim to develop an employee for next level job. As if I Training is needed or required to bridge the gap between what the employees have and what the job demands. It is not like that whatever the person has achieved as a qualification is exactly matching with their job requirement. So whatever the gap, whatever the bridge is been gap is been generating, to match up that gap, training will be provided. Aim to decrease the cost. If the workers are providing training, it may be possible so that to have the qualitative production in less amount of time. So ultimately the company is going to save what is the additional cost can be incurred. It is the saving purposes. So it is the advantages through the way of company's perspective. Aim to maintain quality. Of course, if the workers have been provided training, then it has been very much necessary, so that or there are huge amount of chance of incurring or qualitative production output, because they have the knowledge, they have the skills after getting the training. So this can be also be advantage. Aim to promote morale. Another objective of training is to bring about change in the attitude of the workers towards co-workers, supervisors and the organization. Furthermore, training helps to develop healthy attitudes in them so that the good working relationship can be developed in the organization. Aim to maintain resources. So when employees are trained, they have the skill, they have the knowledge, they have the information how to maintain their, how to make the productivity in maximum with less amount of utilization of resources. So it will be possible for the organization to maintain, or this helps them to utilize machine, tools, equipments and other organizational resources efficiently and effectively. Next is procedure of training. So what are the different process? First, assess training needs and opportunities, means it will be first of all assessed to whom the training or where the training is required. Outline the learning objectives, means they will be deciding that what can be the learning objectives which will be helpful through the way of training. Then design training programs, so the here programs will be developed. After that, develop training programs. So whatever the designed program is been there, it will get developed. After that, it will be implemented. Then the observation or monitoring will be done, and after making that, evaluation is the last stage. Let us go in depth. So first stage, assess training needs and opportunities. So the first step in any employee training and development program is identifying what your needs are, means whatever the organization needs are been there. If there are any learning opportunities, so if you operate in a regular industry, then you have a need for training courses as a way to ensure employees understand the industry and meet compliance requirements. So if regular activity has been going on, if regular observation has been going on, then the person or the organization whosoever is organizing the training, they will be having the acknowledgement that in which field and in which area the training is been required. After that, outline the learning objective. So after the need is been derived or generated, here the learning objectives will be outlined, it will be decided. So the overall main objective should be aligned with your business, means whatever the objective of the training is been there, it must be compared with the goals, vision and mission of the organization, because at the cost of that goal, vision and mission, the training won't be provided to the worker. So this will be kept in the mind while deciding the objectives of the training. Then design training programs. So once the company has objectives in the mind and rough structure decided, means okay, this is the in short depth, or this is the brief matter, then after getting that, the exact program, the exact procedure, the exact level of output will be designed as far as training program is concerned. After that, develop training program. So if once the design is been prepared, If the structure is been prepared, it will be developed, it will be assessed, it will be worked out. So once the design has been worked out or looked, then it can be started. Again, third party course provider could help with this, or if you have a good development team, you could try to develop everything yourself. So here training program will be developed by the internal management itself, and if they require the help of the others, they will be generated, they will be demanding. After that, implement and promote your program. So whatever programs have been developed, decided and accepted by the higher authority, it will be implemented, it will be promoted, through which the workers have to go through during the certain duration. It may be of 1 week, 15 days, 1 month, or etc. Depend on the developed programs or schedules. So after providing the training, here monitor performance and success. So what is the positive impact of the training has been derived among the workers? What is the enhancement of the output has been generated? It will be assessed and monitored. Developing an effective employee training program is much easier when you already have an idea of what works and what doesn't. So to improve the chances of success, make sure monitor the performance of new and outgoing courses. So here the regular monitoration will be done. Then last one is evaluate and review. Means whatever training has been provided to the workers, now it is the time to make the evaluation, how the training becomes successful among different workers, how they got it, how the improvement in the workers has been derived, or etc. will be kept and will be noticed. So when it comes to employee learning and development, the work is never done. Continue to review the success of your learning activities in the line of the employee and business performance to see what works and what doesn't. Means how the workers have accepted the training, at which level they have been enriched with the information and knowledge. It will be analyzed and evaluated. Let's go with the advantages or importance of training. What are the different advantages and importance? So these are the different advantages: increased productivity and performance, uniformity of work process, reduced wastage, reduced supervision, promoting from within, improved organizational structure, boosted morale, improved knowledge of policies and goals, improved customer valuation, better workplace environment, improved and updated technology. So these are the basic advantages or importance of training. Let us go with the one by one. Increased productivity and performance. So as if we have been gone through in the characteristics and functions of the training, that due to the training it will be very much possible so that to have the implement and so that to have the increment in the qualitative output of the workers mind and workers attitude. So it may be possible that when the employees undergo training, it improves their skills and knowledge of the job and builds their confidence in their ability. This will improve their performance and make them work more efficiently and effectively, as if they have been enriched with the skills that how to work and how to operate. Uniformity of work process. So due to training, it will be very much possible for the worker so that to have the awareness about the how the organization is being worked, how the other members are being worked. So in that flow, the worker will start learning in the same process so that to get work done. That means whatever the output will be generated, it will be uniform in nature. Reduced wastage, as if they have the acknowledgement how to make the utilization of resources, how to generate the output at lesser amount of input or lesser amount of reduction or lesser amount of incurring the cost. So it will be possible so that to have the generation of less amount of wastage. So when employees are trained, they will learn to make good, safe and economical use of the company's material, tools and equipment. Accidents and equipment's damage will be minimized and this will keep waste low. Reduced supervision. Through training, employees should not totally eliminate the need for supervision. So it is not like that now the workers are working efficiently and effectively at 100% because they have been trained. It is not like that. It is like that their efficiency will get enhanced but it does not mean that zero level of supervision will be there. Less amount of supervision, but certain amount of supervision will be maintained, but less as compared to previous. The expenditure on supervision or the time duration or the estimated wastage of time on supervision will get reduced. So go with the promoting from within. When an organization needs professional with new or specific skills, they don't have to go, means as and when the company requires the workers, then they should not go to outside the labor market. They can be selecting the employees within the organization. It will be helpful for them. Because of training, it will be possible for them. Improve organizational structure. When a company has an organized system of training for employees, it helps them learn in a consistent and systematic way. It also prevents an employees from learning by trial and error method. Boosted morale. So now after getting the training of the employees may feel that now they have the chance so that to get it improved skills, so that to get it promotion or etc. So they will just get self morale, they will just get self improvement, and they'll initiate and they'll take part in, they'll participate in training program. So employees of organization who go through training programs will feel like they are a part of a supportive work of environment where they are appreciated, which will boost their morale and make them approach their job duties with more self confidence. Let us go with the next. Improve knowledge of policy and goals. So a good training program will always help employees get acquainted with their organization's ethics, value, policy, visions and missions. After that, improved customer valuation. When employees of an organization are exposed to consistent training, it improves their skills on the job. Means here the customer valuation will increase because their skills have increased, their knowledge have been increased, their information, their routine work system has been increased, their efficiently increased. So ultimately their valuation will get increased because the workers now become qualitative worker as compared to previous one. Better workplace environment. Consistent training will help employees work more effectively, and with result to that, consistent improved environment in the organization for work culture can be generated. Improved and updated technology. With the ever increasing change in technology across all industries, exposing employees to new techniques in advanced technology will help to increase efficiency and productivity in the organization. Let us go with the limitations of training. So fees to experts, stipend to trainees, rent for the training place, expenses for tools and machines, wastage in the beginning, disturbance in the work of the senior employees, accidents, damage to machines. These are the various limitations. Though these are the various limitations, it does not mean that training won't be required or essential. Though these are the limitations, training is essential. Because without training, the improvement in the quality of the output in the organization can't be generated. So no one should think that as if these are the limitations, the organization should not provide the training. It is like that. Let us go in depth. So fees to experts means whatever the expert personalities or trainer have been appointed for providing the training, they are not at free of cost. They will be provided certain amount of remuneration or charges. So it increases the expense or the total cost of the company. Stipend to trainings means the person who has been provided training or the employee who has been provided the training, they must be provided this stipend. It is not like that as if you are under the training, you won't be provided any salary. Certain amount of remuneration must be paid as per the Wages and Labour Act. Rent for the training place. Now training will be provided at separate place, not at the industrial place. So whatever new place have been hired by the company, certain amount of rent must be provided and must be paid. Expenses for tools and machines means whatever tools and machines have been occupied for the purpose of training, it will lead to increment in the amount of cost. After that, wastage in the beginning, because at the initial stage, the workers who are been providing the training, they don't have the acknowledgement how to operate the work. So it may be possible that there will be chances of occurring wastage at the time of beginning when the training is going on at the initial stage. Disturbance in the work of the senior employees, when the supportive workers are there under training, then the main workers or the higher authority can't get their work done within the proper time, within the stipulated time. So their work will get affected, and overall the output of the organization will get affected. Accident due to no awareness, there may be, means how to operate the machineries, how to operate these functions. It is not been aware for them at the initial stage. So it may be possible of having occurring or having chance of occurring the mistakes which may lead to accidents in the organization. And damage to machine. In the beginning, trainees are working with having no experience, without complete information and knowledge. Hence it may be possible of occurring the damage in machinery, which may lead to huge amount of expense for any company or industry. Let us go with the suggestions for effective training, means how the training can be more effective. So these are the various points: use variety, use repetition, use feedback, administer small doses, apply knowledge right way, make it interesting, use training experts, use your vendors, use metrics, give everyone a chance. So this, let us go in depth. Use variety means whatever training methods are been there must be variations for different person, and for different category the training must be in variation in nature. For example, if you tell a group of electrician some facts about troubleshooting a new motor drive, you will pass on some knowledge, means they have to be provided certain amount of information. Use repetition. Informal training, repetition can mean you distill portion of the training into slogans, means if the repetition of the training will be provided, it will be set up in the minds of the employees who are getting training, that how to work. Now they are being very much clear in the conceptual manner. Use feedback means whatever the feedback of the employees are been there, it will be collected, and if any improvement is been expected or suggestions have been provided, they must be implemented if possible. Administer small doses means most people get burdened out if they get too much of a good thing, at least too much at one time. So that just the way most minds work. If you are getting to schedule, means here the schedule must be provided, that on this time duration this will be provided, on this time duration this will be provided under the title of training. So here if you are going to schedule a week of training, you will do better to spread all 5 topics a little at a time across 5 days rather than covering a full topic in each day. Means here the schedule will be maintained, and 100% dose must not be provided on the same day. There will be little bit information on regular basis must be provided, so that everyone will keep interest over there. Apply knowledge in right way. It's too easy to forget something if you don't use it. So human mind is very much conscious, and subconscious mind is also been there. So it is not possible for every person to remember each and everything at the same time. So for that, if repeated exercise, repeated matters has been going on, then it will be possible for them to keep in mind. Even if people didn't forget, they are much more motivated when they know they can put their learning investment to use right way. Make it interested. If training is not interested, no one will take part into it. So it will be very much possible for the workers that they are not keeping interest toward training for the next time. So as much as possible, it must generate certain atmosphere, it must be generated within the organization or within the training place, that every worker will take part in it. Use training experts means whosoever is the expert in such area for providing the training, they should be appointed by the organization. Use your vendors means vendor routinely put on mini courses. While this may assent a particular product, it's worth it to pass on information and attendee can use. Many times a vendor will come to your office on plant, so the help or the suggestions of the vendor should also be provided. Use a matrix. Many engineers and financial types often use spreadsheets. If you don't have spreadsheet knowledge, ask the help or ask for the help. If you don't have a matrix, you are administering your training in a haphazard manner, means certain flow, certain utilization of the techniques must be provided to them. Give everyone chance. So what was the comment about feeling cheated? If you leave an employee behind the group in the terms of training, you marginalize that person. Use training to show you have confidence in them and their contribution is important. Means here certain question answer sessions, certain concentration over each and every employee must be provided, so that everyone will feel that yes, they are also important part of this training. So thank you. We will be meeting with the next topic in the next presentation. Thank you.